If you find yourself unable to feel safe in your own home, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, stay here for a moment. Take a slow breath and arrive here. You do not need to analyze anything. Let the words land where they land. Your body will take what it needs. And begin. I feel that my home is not truly stable or safe. I feel that something could take my home away from me at any moment. I have experienced losing my home suddenly without warning. I feel that resting in my own space is dangerous. I feel uneasy when I notice that I am inside my own apartment. I sometimes have panic when I realize I am living in this space. I feel afraid that something will happen and I will lose everything again. I hold myself back from fully living in my home. I try to make myself small and quiet so no one notices me living here. I feel afraid that if people hear me, they will take my home away. I feel that even my body is not a safe place to rest. I feel afraid to rely on my body, my home, or my life. I feel that change always leads to danger or disrespect. I do not trust that this space is really mine. I want to feel that my home is safe and that I am allowed to live in it. I want to feel that my body is a safe place to rest. I want to feel that I am allowed to exist fully inside my life. I recognize these are experiences arising within my awareness, not truths about who I am. Even though this part of me is convinced that no space is truly safe, and I am waiting for it to be taken away again, I acknowledge this is a passing fear arising in my awareness, not my permanent reality. I am scared to let my guard down, because the last time I did, everything was taken. I don't understand why the ground keeps disappearing beneath me. I feel like I have to be invisible, because being seen means being removed. I feel a tight knot in my chest every time I walk through the door. Notice how this feels in your body. Why can't I just believe this place is mine? I am holding my breath, waiting for the knock on the door. I feel so tired from always being ready to run. Breathe into the heaviness. I see myself trying to take up less space, like I am apologizing for being here. I feel angry that I can't just relax and exist. I am scared that even my own body will betray me. Let the body soften a little. Maybe this fear is just an old alarm that hasn't stopped ringing. I notice the part of me that is watching all of this fear. It feels like it's not even safe to want things to be okay. I am here, aware of this scared feeling, and I am still here. I notice I am still breathing while feeling this fear. I am aware of this old pattern, and I am not disappearing into it. The feeling is here, and I am also here, intact. Underlying beliefs. I believe that safety is temporary and always taken away. I believe that being noticed leads to loss. I believe that my body is not a reliable shelter. I believe that change is a threat, not an opportunity. I believe that I do not deserve to fully inhabit my life. The emotional mechanism is hypervigilance, constantly scanning for danger to prevent being caught off guard again. The ego play is keeping me small and invisible as a protective strategy to survive. I recognize these are patterns born from past loss and are not the truth of who I am. The outdated identity I am outgrowing is the child who must remain small and silent to avoid being taken. Adult self, gently turn toward your inner child. I am sorry to my inner child who had to leave home without any warning. I am sorry you learned that your body and your space were not safe places to rest. I am sorry you felt you had to become invisible just to stay. The terror you carry is real, but it is a feeling passing through your awareness, not your permanent home. I am here now, the stable adult, watching over you, and you are safe to feel. Inner child speaks. You say me. It feels a little quieter when you are here watching with me. Adult speaks. I give you permission to heal from the shock of sudden loss. I give you permission to forgive life for being so unpredictable. I release the guilt you carry for needing a safe place. I honor the strength it took to survive by being small. I love you. You are safe to let go and be yourself now, because I am here always to protect you, and these feelings are just passing through, not defining our reality. Now that we've felt and honored the experience, allow understanding and light to arise naturally. Message from Higher Self. You are the sky, not the weather passing through it. The fear of losing your home is a wave of memory in your consciousness, but the home you truly are can never be taken. The old belief that you must be small to be safe was a misunderstanding born from a moment of shock, but your truth is that you are vast and allowed to exist fully. Safety is not found in the permanence of walls, but in the unshakable awareness that witnesses the walls come and go. You were never the fragile one, you were always the one watching the experience of fragility. Your true self remains whole, untouched and free, even as these thoughts and fears arise and dissolve. The ask, inner child. I give myself permission to feel the floor beneath my feet, right here, right now, without waiting for it to give way. I allow myself to notice the sensation of taking a full breath in this room, and feel how my body receives it without having to hide. Adult self. I choose to remain present with this familiar tightness in my chest, and I notice my feet are still firmly on the ground. I am here connected to myself, as I let this old vigilance simply be here without acting on it. Higher self. I allow the body to learn safety at its own pace, through sensation, not through force or understanding. I release control over when this fear dissolves, trusting that awareness itself is the healing ground where all experience can safely arise and pass. Bridge into your new reality. Earlier, I felt a panic at simply being inside, and now, I notice a moment of neutral air moving in and out of my lungs without alarm. Where there was once a constant scanning for threat, there is now a brief, curious pause where I simply notice I am here. The familiar impulse to make myself smaller is present, and yet I also feel the simple weight of my body on this surface, here, unchallenged. Reclaim your power. I release the belief that I must be invisible to be safe, and I choose to honor my presence here as inherently worthy of space. The part of me that watched this entire pattern is untouched by it, capable and free to choose a new way of being. Seeing it done. I imagine myself feeling a quiet, ordinary contentment while sitting in my own living room. I see myself now, moving through the space without thinking, making a cup of tea. Leaving a book on the table, not worried about putting it away. There is a softness in my shoulders. I hear the normal sounds of my own life, the refrigerator humming, my own footsteps, and none of it feels like a threat. I belong here. I breathe easily here, in the middle of my own life, and the walls simply hold the space without closing in. I feel the simple pleasure of a blanket around my shoulders, knowing I can stay right here as long as I like. I notice my own voice humming, and it sounds like it belongs, like it is just part of the room now. This ordinary feeling of being at home is just here, simple and unremarkable, like it has always been allowed. Now experience a new future. I am walking toward my apartment door. There is the familiar flutter of tightness beginning in my stomach. I notice it. I pause with my hand on the doorknob. I feel my feet on the ground. I feel my breath move in and out without me forcing it. The tightness is there, and I am also there, feeling it. I turn the key and step inside. The air is still. I close the door behind me and lean against it for a moment. I notice the feeling of the solid wood against my back. My eyes move slowly around the room. I see my things. I notice a softening in my jaw. I let my bag down from my shoulder, and I feel my arm stretch naturally to place it on the chair. The movement is easy. I walk into the kitchen. The floor feels firm under my feet. I fill the kettle and the sound of the water is just a sound. I lean against the counter while I wait for it to boil. My hip rests against it. I feel the warmth of the appliance near my arm. I am not small, I am just standing here. Steam rises from the kettle. I pour the water. I notice my hand is steady. I carry the cup to the living room and sit down. I feel the cushion beneath me. I bring the cup to my lips and feel the warmth on my hands and in my chest as I swallow. A thought comes, someone might hear me. I notice the thought. I take another sip. The warmth spreads. I look out the window. Light is coming through. I feel my back against the chair. My legs are relaxed. A sound comes from the apartment above. I notice my body tense slightly. I feel my breath. I feel my feet. The tension softens. It is just a sound. I am still here. I realize I am not waiting for anything. There is nothing to solve right now. I am just sitting in my own space, warm, breathing, watching the light change. It feels quiet. It feels ordinary. It feels like enough. My body feels heavy and soft against the chair. There is no alarm. There is no plan. There is just this moment here, safe, complete. Allow this felt sense to continue integrating naturally in the body, and in life. Take a deep breath, feel the shift, and smile. Let this settle gently. There's nothing you need to do right now. You can return to this whenever you feel called. Be gentle with yourself.